Hello, friends. Kurt Bergland here with more classic replay baseball. My new project that started yesterday, actually, pits the best teams of 1979, 1980, and 1981 in a tournament to determine the best team of those 3 seasons. Here are the brackets. In the National League, at the top, you can see the 81 Cardinals are taking on the 79 Pirates, and the 81 Expos are taking on the 1980 Phillies. That's the National League West bracket. In the National League East bracket, In the National League West bracket, it's the 81 Reds and the 81 Dodgers, the 80 Dodgers and the 80 Pirates, or Astros, sorry, 80, my goodness, the 80 Astros. On the American League side, it's the 80 Red Sox and the 79 Orioles. In the Eastern Division, the 81 Brewers and the 80 Yankees. And then in the American League West, it's the 79 Twins and the 80 Royals and the 81 Athletics and the 79 Angels. First 3 rounds are best of 5. The World Series will be best of 7. Yesterday's game was the first one that I have done in this tournament. It was the 79 Pirates at the St. Louis Cardinals of 1981. And I encourage you to take a look on my channel for that game. It was a good one. I'm expecting a good one in today's game as well. It is the 1980 Phillies at the 1981 Expos. The 1980 Phillies have home field advantage due to their winning the pennant and World Series in that season. But to have home field advantage in the best of 5 rounds in this tournament means that you are on the road for games 1 and 2 of the series. And you then go home for games 3 and then 4 and 5 if necessary. So, just like it did back when there were best of 5 series, it puts an awful lot of pressure on that road team to get one of those 2, at least, in the first series, because if you don't, you got to sweep at home. And that's tough even against good teams, especially against good teams. So, today's pitchers are Steve Carlton for the visiting 1980 Philadelphia Phillies and Steve Rogers for the homestanding 1981 Montreal Expos. This should be a good matchup. The 1980 Phillies, as I said, were the first team won the World Series and were the first Philadelphia team to make the World Series in 30 years up to that point. The 1950 Whiz Kids were the last World Series entry for the city of brotherly love. The Expos, the 1981 squad, was their first and only playoff team in Montreal. So they were, as you might imagine, big stuff after coming very close in both 1979 and 1980. Dick Williams got them into the split season playoffs in 1981, and they defeated the Philadelphia Phillies in the division series before losing to the Dodgers in 5 hard-fought games for the National League pennant. Let's go to the starting lineups and roll some classic replay baseball. For the visiting Phillies, leading off at first base, it'll be Pete Rose. Batting second in right field, Bake McBride. Batting third at third base, Mike Schmidt. Batting fourth in left field, Greg Luzinski. Batting fifth in center field, Gary Maddox. Batting sixth at second base, Manny Trio. Batting seventh behind the plate, Bob Boone. And batting eighth at shortstop, Larry Boa. On the mound will be Steve Carlton. And in 1980, Steve Carlton was 24-9 with a 2.34 earned run average. For the Expos, the home team, leading off in left field, Tim Raines. Batting second at second base, Rodney Scott. Batting third in center field, Andre Dawson. Batting fourth behind the plate, Gary Carter. Batting fifth at first base, Warren Cromartie. Batting sixth in right field, Tim Wallach. Batting seventh at third base, Larry Parrish. And batting eighth at shortstop, Chris Spire. Batting ninth and on the mound is Steve Rogers. In 1981, Steve Rogers was 12-8 with a 3.41 earned run average in the shortened season in 22 starts. So there are your starting lineups. The winner of this series goes on to play the winner of the series between the 79 Pirates and the 81 Cardinals. All right, so let's get ready to roll. Rogers finishing his warm-up tosses. There are the cards. Let's see if I can. There we go. All right. And Pete Rose steps in against Steve Rogers on the AstroTurf at Olympic Stadium. Here's the first pitch. It's a 2 on Rogers' card. It's a 35 on Rose. That's a 37 in column 1. It's hit on the ground to Rodney Scott. He flips to Warren Cromartie. There's the first out, and we are underway in this one. Bake McBride stands in against Rogers now. It's a 2 on Rogers' card. It's a 2 on McBride's card. That makes 4, and that makes a strikeout. That's the first one for Mr. Rogers in his neighborhood. And I hope that's the last time I'm going to make that reference. Rogers to Schmidt is a 17 in column 1, and that's a line drive base hit to left field. Charging is Raines. Is he going to handle it cleanly? He's got an error number of a 3, and he boots it. Schmidt's going to take second on the error, so it's a single and an error on Raines. He's in scoring position now. Schmidt is for Luzinski to drive in if he can, but there's 2 outs. Rogers the stretch and the pitch. There's a 2. And a 32 is a 34 in column 5. Hey, struck him out. That's number 2. And it ends the first inning. So the Phillies fail to score, and here comes Montreal with their very peculiar mascot. Anybody remember his name? I can't remember it. But write it in the comments if you do. Carlton winds and delivers to Tim Raines. That's going to be a base hit up the middle, and Raines is aboard. And he can run, and he's going to run. He is a B. Carlton the stretch. And there he goes. And there's a stolen base for Mr. Raines. He's in scoring position now for Scott. Carlton the stretch and the pitch, and Scott's bunting. And it is bunted toward Rose, and he's going to turn and flip to Trio, and the sacrifice works as Raines gets to third with 1 out. Now it's Dawson. Expos 90 feet away from a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first. Carlton the stretch. The pitch to Dawson is a 12 in column 6, and that's going to be down the line. Fair or foul? Luzinski to the wall. It is gone. It is a 2-0 Montreal lead as Rain scores ahead of Andre Dawson. And the Phillies have a first inning 2-run hole. Now it's Carter with 1 out. He grounds this one to Rose. Pete's going to take it himself for out number 2. And now it's Cromartie. Carlton the stretch. And the delivery is a base hit for Cromartie off Carlton. Drops in front of McBride. Does he field it cleanly? Yes, he does. Cromartie holds it first with 2 outs. Now it'll be Wallach. Lefty having a rough first inning. The pitch. Hey, he struck him out. Carlton's first, but 2 Expos runs score on 3 hits. They leave 1 after 1 inning of play. It's 2-0 Montreal. These games in Montreal are big for Philadelphia to try and split, as I indicated in the pregame. Otherwise, they got a sweep at Veterans Stadium against a very good Expos team. All right, so Maddox, Trio, and Boone against Rogers in the second. Hey, struck him out. That's number 3 for Rogers. 1 gone in the second. Now it's Trio. Dallas Green against Dick Williams in this one. That's a 17 for column 6. That's deep to left, driving Rains back to the track, and he'll put it away for out number 2. Here comes Boone. 2 outs, nobody aboard. Ground ball, Cromartie. That's an 18. Cromartie's fielding is a 2. And he's going to make that play to Rogers covering, and it's a 1-2-3 second inning for Steve Rogers. Go to the bottom of the second, 2-0 Montreal. The fans are happy in Montreal. Parrish, Spire, and Rogers coming up for the Expos. Ground ball Trio. Manny gloves it and does that half sidearm, half underarm, half submarine flip to Rose, and there's 1 down. I think I had 3 halves there. That's a Yogi Berra. Carlton winds and delivers to Spire, and it's a 32 in column 6. Center field, here comes Maddox, and he's got it for out number 2. Now it's Rogers in there against Carlton. It's a 46 in column 1. Hey, struck him out. That's number 2 for Lefty as he recovers from a shaky first inning to get a 1-2-3 second. We go to the third. 2-0 Expos. For Philadelphia in the third, it's Boa, Carlton in the top of the order with Rose. Pitch to Boa is an 8 in column 2. Popped up. Drifting into foul territory is Rodney Scott. He puts it away for out number 1. Here comes Carlton. Rogers' pitch to Lefty is a 4 in column 5. Grounded to Rodney Scott, who's getting all the action. He throws to Cromartie for out number 2. Now it's Rose, who's 0 for 1 as we go through the order the second time. Pitch from Rogers to Rose is a 3 in column 5. Ground ball hit to Parrish. Larry's got it and throws to Cromartie for out number 3. So we've gone 2.5. So far, Rogers out-dueling Carlton. It's 2-0 Expos. For the Expos in the third, it's the top of the order with Raines, Scott, and Dawson. Carlton winds and delivers a 34 in column 3. Gonna be trouble, and it's gonna get over McBride's head. Raines has a leadoff double, and Scott comes up again. This time, the Phillies infield is gonna play in at the corners. Carlton, the stretch, checks Raines, and the pitch home is a 58 for Scott, and that's going to be a over Trio's head for a base hit. Raines going to third. They will wave him, and he will score without a throw as the throw comes into second base from Bake McBride. It's 3-0 Expos. They're looking good in game 1, those Canadian representatives. Dawson, Carter, and Cromartie coming up now. Scott at first. Pitch to Dawson is a 17 in column 6. Driving Luzinski back to the track. He's going to make the catch for out number 1 in the third. Scott retreats to first base, and now it'll be Carter. Pitch to the Expos catcher is a 9 in column 6. That's a base hit to left field. Luzinski gloves it quickly and gets it back in. Scott stops at second. There's 2 Expos on with 1 out now, and Cromartie coming to the plate. No action yet in the Phillies bullpen. The pitch to Cromartie is grounded to Rose. Pete gloves it and fires to Boa for 1. The relay to Carlton is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing 3-6-1 double play, and the Phillies get out of an ugly third inning. Expos add another run on 3 hits. They leave 1. After 3, they lead 3-0. Rogers facing McBride now. Then Schmidt, then Luzinski for the Phillies. The pitch is grounded to Rodney Scott. Got to check his error number, or his range number. And that's booted. Scott throws it in the dirt to Cromartie, who cannot dig it out. McBride is safe, and it's an E4. Schmidt up now. Phillies might have the start of something here. Rogers the stretch, checks McBride. The pitch home. Hey, struck him out, and that's 4 strikeouts for Rogers. Here comes Luzinski, the bull. 0 for 1 on the day for him. Ground ball, Parrish. He gloves it, fires to Scott in the dirt. Scott blocks it, but can't come up with it cleanly. It's going to be an E5 on Parrish. 2 Expo errors in the inning, and the Phillies have 2 base runners. McBride at second, Luzinski at first. Maddox up now, and 1 man out. Rogers the stretch, the pitch is grounded to Spire. He goes to Scott for 1. The relay to Cromartie. They get Maddox by a step. It's a rally-killing, soul-crushing 6-4-3 double play turned by Montreal. And the Phillies are extinguished in the fourth inning. We've played 3.5, and it's 3-0 Expos. Carlton to face Wallach, who's 0 for 1. That's a 5 in column 5. Take my word for it. And it's grounded to Boa. Takes a step or two, fires to Rose, and there's one down. Now it's Parrish. Larry's 0 for 1. This one's hit deep. Left field, back goes Luzinski one more time and makes the catch for out number 2. Carlton not fooling anybody in this game. Spire up now with Rogers on deck. There's 2 outs and nobody on. Pitch to Chris. Hey, struck him out, and that's number 3 for lefty. We've played 4 complete, and it's 3-0 Expos. Phillies haven't done much on offense that the Expos haven't given to them. 1 hit so far, a single by Mike Schmidt in the first. The Expos have committed 3 errors, and the Phillies have failed to capitalize on any of them. Trio, Boone and Boa in the Phillies' 5th. Manny is 0 for 1. Grounded to Spire. Chris has it and throws to Cromartie for out number 1. Boone up now, 0 for 1. That's a 7 in column 1 for Boone. He popped it up. Under it is Rodney Scott, and there's 2 gone. Rogers in control of this one. He's only allowed 1 base runner. That was his fault. That was the single by Schmidt in the first. He has not walked anybody. He has struck out 4. The pitch to Boa is a 29 in column 5. Center field coming on is Dawson. He makes the catch for out number 3 in the top of the 5th. We're halfway through this one, and it's 3-0 Expos as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Rogers will lead off the bottom of the 5th, and then we'll go to the top with Raines and then Scott. Pitch by lefty to Rogers is hit deep to left again. The bull is back, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Here's Raines. 35 in column 2. Ground ball trio. He throws to Rose for 2 outs. And here comes Rodney Scott, who has bunted, singled, and driven in a run. In a lackluster 81 campaign, Rodney Scott hit 205. The pitch to him is a 4 in column 5, is grounded to Trio. One more time, Manny throws to Rose and retires the Expos in the 5th. We played 5 complete. 3-0 Montreal. Phillies would sure like to get something on the pay station. Gonna let lefty bat. The pitch to him from Rogers is a base hit for Carlton. Right up the middle. Second hit of the game for the Phillies, and that leads off the 6th with promise. Here comes Rose. Rogers the stretch, and the pitch is a 22 in column 6. That's trouble. It's a base hit to left. Raines has to go get it. Rogers is going to take third as Rain's throw comes into second base. Rose will hold with a single. Now it's McBride, and that's going to get the Expos bullpen active for the first time. So Elias Sosa will start to throw. McBride up. Phillies at the corners with nobody out. The pitch from Rogers is hit deep to left. Driving Rains back. He will make the catch. Carlton will tag and score from third as Rain's throw comes into second. It's 3-1. Expos now. And Schmidt at the plate, tying run. Rogers the stretch, checks Pete at first base. The pitch home is a 32 in column 1. Walked him. He walked him, and there's 2 on now for Luzinski. Dick Williams pacing in the Montreal dugout as the Expos fans get a little quiet. Luzinski's 0 for 2. He struck out and reached on Parrish's error back in the 4th. The pitch from Rogers is going to be to left and deep and sending Rains to the wall, and it's off the foul pole. Gone for Luzinski, a 3-run dong, and it's 4-2, or 4-3. All of a sudden, Phillies lead. Here comes Williams. He's seen enough of Rogers, and this ought to get another chapter in Williams' book, complaining about Mr. Rogers and his entire neighborhood. The new pitcher will be Elias Sosa. Rogers fell apart in a hurry in the top of the 6th. So, Rogers' numbers on the game: 5 1/3 innings pitched. He walked 1. He allowed 4 hits. He allowed 4 runs, and they're all earned. And right now he stands to lose as the Phillies have taken a 4-3 lead here in the top of the 6th. Maddox coming up with nobody on base and still only 1 out. Sosa got some work to do. Maddox is 0 for 2. The pitch to Gary is grounded to Scott. He gloves it to his left and throws to Cromartie for out number 2. Here comes Trio with 2 outs and nobody on. Sosa winds and delivers. Struck him out. Sosa's first strikeout, but the Phillies score 4 before Sosa gets in there. After 5 1/2, 4-3 Philadelphia. And a lifeless Phillies team has suddenly taken the lead in this game, and they've got the best pitcher in baseball in 1980 on the mound, Steve Carlton. For the Expos, in the bottom of the 6th, it's Dawson, Carter, Cromartie. Righty, righty, lefty, 3-4-5 hitters. Pitch from Steve Carlton. Struck him out. That's number 4. Carlton has now retired 9 in a row. Carter up. That's going to be a 17 in column 2. Struck him out. Number 5 on the day. And here comes Cromartie. Cromartie has a single off of Carlton. He also grounded into a double play. Carlton winds and delivers. And that's a 21 in column 3. Center field, Maddox into left center, but he's going to get there and he's going to put it away for out number 3, and Steve Carlton delivers the shutdown inning that Dallas Green was looking for. We go to the 7th, and it's 4-3 Phillies. Boone, Boa, and Carlton up for Philadelphia in the Phillies 7th. Stan Bonson throwing in the Expos bullpen. Boone is 0 for 2. The pitch from Sosa is a 46 line drive. Leaping catch by Chris Spire, and there's one down in the 7th. Here's Boa 0 for 2. Carlton is on deck. Pitch to Larry is a 5 in column 2. It's grounded to Cromartie. He's going to flip to Sosa covering, and there's 2 down. Here comes Carlton with nobody aboard. Sosa winds and delivers to lefty. And this one's grounded one more time to Cromartie, but this time he's going to take it himself, and that'll retire the Phillies in the 7th. It's time to stretch them out in Philadelphia and a subdued stretch them out in Montreal, and a subdued Expos fandom nervously awaits the arrival of Tim Wallach, Larry Parrish, and Chris Spire in the bottom of the 7th to try and restore some order. And get the lead back. Carlton winds and delivers to Wallach, and there's a base hit left field just out of Boa's reach. The tying run is aboard. Now it's Parrish with Spire on deck. Now the Phillies bullpen will get busy. But who? Reed and Sauché, lefty-righty double-barreled action for Philadelphia, will start to throw. Parrish is 0 for 2. 1981, Parrish hit .244. He had 8 homers. Carlton the stretch, checks Wallach. The pitch home, Parrish is not bunting, and it's a 44 in column 3. Line drive, base hit, left field. Around second is Wallach. Luzinski's throw goes into second, and the Expos have runners at the corners with nobody out now in the bottom of the 7th. Spire is up. Can do a lot of things right here. Moving to the on-deck circle to bat for Sosa is Jerry White. They're going to play the infield. They're going to play the infield in everywhere. Spire up. Carlton the stretch. Pitch home to Spire. Here comes Parrish. The squeeze is on. The squeeze is on. with the infield in. It's a 3. The fielder is Schmidt. Schmidt is a 1. That makes it a 4. He gloves it. He fires home to Boone, and Boone applies the tag to Wallach. And they get the out at the plate. Parrish moves to second safely. Spire gets to first safely, but the leading lady is cut down at the plate. Here comes Jerry White to hit for Sosa. And Jeff Reardon is going to start to throw in the Expos bullpen. White, a .218 hitter, but their leading pinch hitter, 3 home runs in 1981. Carlton in a jam. The pitch home to White from Carlton. That's a 7. In column 5, he walked him, and all of a sudden the bases are dripping with Expos with 1 out. Raines is up. And the Phillies will play in at the... They're going to play in everywhere again. Doesn't seem like doubling Raines is very likely. So the infield is in across the board. Phillies lead 4-3. There's 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Parrish at third, Spire at second, and White at first. The pitch from lefty is a 31 in column 1. He walked in the tying run. It's 4-4, and now the Expos fans are definitely back into it. And that's going to do it for Carlton. Here comes Dallas Green. He wants Ron Reed. To face Rodney Scott. So Carlton's night is done. So Shea continues to throw. He is now being joined by Warren Brewster in the Phillies bullpen. Carlton went 6 1/3. He walked 2. He struck out 5. He allowed 4 runs. They're all earned. And there's 3 more runners that are his responsibility on base. It's a 4-4 game. Scott is at the plate. The infield remains in. Reed, the pitch to Scott. He's not bunting. Struck him out, and Reed gets a big one right there. There's 2 outs. The bases remain loaded, but you're not out of the woods yet because here comes Andre Dawson. Dawson in 1981 was a .302 hitter with 24 homers in 2/3 of a season. He threw in 26 stolen bases and 21 doubles just for fun. So, Reed's got his hands full. It's still bases loaded. Spire at third, White at second, Raines at first. Four game. Reed the stretch, and the pitch to Dawson is an 18 in column 6. That's to right and deep, driving McBride to the track, and he makes the catch. Out of all of that, the Expos get 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 3 thanks to a couple of walks. After 7 complete, we've decided nothing. It's 4-4 in this one. Top of the order coming for the Phillies in the 8th inning. And it's going to be Reardon on to try and hold the fort. Sosa's done. He pitched 1 2/3 inning with a strikeout. Nothing else. Reardon is on for the 8th. He will bat in the number 9 spot in the batting order. Rose is 1 for 3 with a run scored. You got a 2-inning game all of a sudden. Reardon, the pitch to Pete, is a 33 in column 3. Short right. Here comes Wallach, and he's got it for out number 1. Now it's McBride. Reardon winds and delivers. It's a 20 in column 6. Center field, Dawson back. But he's got room, and he will make the catch for out number 2. Schmidt's turn, 1 for 2, walk and a whiff, run scored. Pitch to Mike. Ooh, I saw that 6. This is grounded toward Rodney Scott. Clank off his glove. They're going to give Schmidt a single charitably. And he's on at first now for Luzinski. Reardon the stretch, check Schmidt. The pitch home is a 31 in column 1. He walked him. So we're going to see a runner for Luzinski. No, we're not. 2 on, 2 outs for Maddox. Expos bullpen gets busy again. It's Woody Fryman and Stan Bonson. Lefty-righty double-barreled action, just the way I like it. 0 for 3 for Maddox. 2 outs. Schmidt at second. Luzinski at first. The pitch from Reardon. Hey, struck him out, and that'll end the 8th. We've played 7.5. It's 4-4. Coming out for inning number 8 is Ron Reed for his first full inning of work. He'll face Carter, Cromartie, and Wallach, with Brewster and Sauché ready in the bullpen behind him. Carter 1 for 3. Bottom of the 8th, game 1 of this series. 25 in column 3 for Carter. Base hit just out of Boa's reach. Cromartie comes up. Gonna let Reed face him. Gonna try this right here to get Carter in scoring position. The pitch from Reed to Cromartie is a pass ball. It gets away from Boone. Gets away from Boone, and Carter will advance to second. Now they're going to walk Cromartie. And there'll be runners at first and second with nobody out for Wallach. Wallach 1 for 3. Reed, the stretch, and the pitch to Tim is a 5 and a 25 in column 3. That's a base hit. Past Boa. Carter around third. Luzinski's throw toward home is cut off. And Cromartie will get to third. There's Expos at the corners. They've retaken the lead at 5-4, and now it's Parrish. Here comes Dallas Green. That's going to end the night for Ron Reed, and it's going to be Brewster. Reed goes 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, an unintentional walk, a strikeout, and an earned run so far, but there's 2 runners that are his responsibility on the bases right now. First and third, 1 out, nobody out, first and third, nobody out, and the infield is in again for the Phillies. Parrish is 1 for 3 with a run scored. Pitch to Larry. Grounded to Boa. So it's a 9. Boa is a 2. That makes 11. It's a slow hit ground ball. The defense has 2 options. They can throw for the runner coming home. Cromartie is sprinting toward home plate. He is a 4. They're going to throw for him. The throw home from Boa is not in time. Cromartie scores as a fielder's choice. Parrish will reach. It's 6-4 Expos, and first and second with nobody out for Spire. Expos now with a chance to blow it open. Phillies fought all the way back, and now it's slipping away. Infield is going to be in at the corners. Spire. The pitch from Brewster. He squares to bunt. It's a bad bunt to Schmidt. He's going to back up and step on third, and there will be a fielder's choice for Schmidt and a 5-5 put out on Wallach. Parrish at second, Spire at first. There's 1 out. Reardon is due. They're going to hit for him. Six-4 Expos, bottom of the 8th, 1 out. John Milner grabs a bat, and here he comes to take on Brewster. And that's going to get Dallas Green coming out of the dugout, and he wants Kevin Sauché. A left-hander to face Milner. Now throwing in the Phillies bullpen is right-hander Dickie Knowles. Sauché, of course, looking for a double play grounder. It's 6-4 Montreal. There's 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch to Milner is a 7 in column 1. Popped up. Manny Trio in fair territory. Calling and taking for out number 2. Now it's Raines. Parrish second, Spire at first, 2 outs. And now Raines, who's 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, a stolen base, an RBI, and a walk. Other than that, he hasn't done anything. 8 in column 5, and he walked him. He walked him to reload the bases. Phillies pitching staff has fallen apart in the last couple of innings. So it's Parrish at third, Spire at second, Raines at first, 2 outs, and Rodney Scott at the plate. And let Soche face him. The pitch to Rodney Scott is popped up. Trio one more time. We'll take it for out number 3, but the damage is done, and it was horrific. 2 runs on just 2 hits, but the Expos left 3 men on base. However, they now have a 6-4 lead going to the top of the 9th. Woody Fryman is coming on to try and close this one for Montreal. Bonson continues to throw in the Expos bullpen, but it's clearly Fryman's deal at this point. He will face trio Boone and Boa as the Phillies need 2 to keep this game going and 3 to take the lead. We're in the 9th. Been an excellent game 1, back and forth. Alright, trio is 0 for 3. He leads off against Fryman. They need 2. The pitch from Woody. Ground ball, Rodney Scott. He flips to Cromartie for out number 1. Boone is due, and he's not going to bat. Bob didn't have his best year with the bat in 1980. And the Phillies bench is loaded with pinch hitters. So they're going to go with Unser to bat for Boone. Boa is on deck. There's 1 out in the... It's a left-handed pitcher, so we don't want Unser. We want Lonnie Smith. Lonnie Smith coming up. And the pitch from Fryman to Lonnie Smith is a 47 in column 6. Line drive, base hit. That's a single for Lonnie Smith. And he might stretch it. Dawson is a 5. If I roll a 6, he's going to second, and he's going to second. That eliminates the double play as Lonnie Smith gets into second with a head-first dive, and Dallas Green needs the defibrillator in the dugout. So now it's Boa. Moreland in the on-deck circle for Soche. And the Phillies have life. 1 out, tying run at the plate, and Boa. Fryman the stretch. Not concerned with Smith at second. It's 6-4. The pitch home to Boa is a 9 in column 5, and that's going to be ball 4. So now the tying run is at first base. Fryman, a 1.88 ERA in 1981, is not getting the job done. Here comes Moreland with a chance to do serious damage to the Expos in the 9th. This game, unbelievable. Back and forth and back and forth. So Smith at second, Boa at first. Good speed on the bases. If Moreland hits something in the gap, we're going to have a tie game. Fryman, the stretch. The pitch to Moreland is hit to left and deep. Back goes Raines. He makes the catch near the wall. Smith retreats to second base. Boa retreats to first, and there's now 2 outs, and it'll be up to Pete Rose, the last chance saloon for the Phillies. Smith at second, Boa at first, 2 outs, top of the ninth, 6-4 ball game. Expos 1 out away from taking a hard-fought game 1. The pitch to Pete Rose is a 7 in column 2. Popped up. Carter throws away the mask and makes the catch, and the Expos, after some drama, take game 1 6-4. Let's give you the totals for the Expos. 6 runs on 10 hits, and they committed 3 errors, but got away with it. The Phillies got 4 runs on 6 hits, and they committed no errors, but they walked 3 men unintentionally and a 4th one intentionally. The winning pitcher is Jeff Reardon. The losing pitcher is Steve Carlton. No, I'm sorry, that's not true. The losing pitcher is Ron Reed, and the save goes to Woody Fryman. So the Expos hold serve in game 1. Thank you for joining me. This was a good one. Don't forget to click like and subscribe to my channel. I need your subscriptions, folks. I thank you for your help. Tomorrow, book review day, Monday morning. Don't forget to check in for my book review. And we'll have more baseball coming up all this week. Thank you again. Have a good evening. So long, everybody.